This is it. It is the official race start to the World's Toughest Row Atlantic 2024, the moment we've all been waiting for. It came much quicker than we all thought it would, but it is here. Thank you so much for joining us live here on YouTube. All of our teams are very ready to get out of here and get going. Let's have a quick look at them now. Yes. All geared up and ready to go. They've had their goodbyes with their family and their friends. And the excitement and the nerves are very, very real. Let us know that you can hear us okay. Let us know where you're watching from. And let us know who you're supporting. It is the adventure of a lifetime. And these guys are on it. We've got solos, pairs, trios, fours, and teams of 5. 38 teams in total, 110 rowers coming from 19 different countries. They are going to row 3,000 miles across the Atlantic from La Gomera here in the Canary Islands all the way to Antigua in the Caribbean. Let's have a quick chat with race head safety officer, definitely not you.
Definitely not me.
CEO, race director, Carsten Heron Olsen. Tell us how you're feeling.
Good morning, Charlotte, and good morning, viewers around the world. It's a great day here in La Gomera, one day earlier than anticipated, but due to the weather, as most of you know. But exciting times here. It's actually a beautiful way to start the race in early mornings. It's dark when the rowers come down to the tent and we say our goodbyes. Now they're ready. Lots of people here. Incredibly amount of people coming to San Sebastian. All hotels are fully booked here, so it's exciting to see the races growing, not only by numbers and teams, but also with the people coming down here. So I'm very excited. Soon we'll have the first boat out of the marina, and then every 2 minutes a boat will leave the harbor towards Antigua, 3,000 miles. It will be some tough days. They'll have to row hard, especially the first 2 days, and then there will come in some tough weather that they need to stand out. But I look forward to it. They are ready. So let's have a race start, Sean.
Let's have that race start. Thank you, Carsten. Okay. So our first team off will be Power of One. They're right at the end there, so we'll make our way down. Let's just have a quick chat with a couple of people before we get down there. Hello. Atlantic Fusion, how's it going? How you feeling?
Good. Yes, we're prepped. We've done everything we can do. All the final bits on the boat are on. We're on. Oh, well, not me yet.
You will be.
But yeah, so we're just excited and ready to get going now.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
all the best. See you in Antigua.
Yeah, we'll do.
Again, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know who you're supporting. We are here in the very friendly and charming La Gomera, Canary Islands, Spanish island off the coast of Northwest Africa. They're going to be traveling all the way to the breathtaking island of Antigua in the Caribbean. And Power of One are the first team to leave, blasting their tunes, hailing from Ireland. On board, we've got Conor McCarthy, Enda McNicholas, Dara Kelly, Roger McMorrow, and John O'Driscoll. As I say, from Ireland, age ranges between 45 and 55. And they're rowing for a charity, Heart Children Ireland and Children's Heart Centre, Crumlin Hospital. They are a team of 5 fathers rowing in support of one amazing young girl and on a mission to raise much needed funds for their 2 local charities. The row is in memory of John's daughter, Seasoar O'Driscoll, and they're committed to raising €250,000 for children born with congenital heart disease in Ireland. She was the superhero of her dad, crew member John. 7 passed away in April this year. Connor, Dara, Enda, Roger, and John strive to continue in her legacy by raising. Raising awareness in Sorsh's memory.
Okay, guys, can we push through, please? Thank you. Jump on board.
Connor, Enda, Dara, Roger, and John. And off they go. All the way, 3,000 miles. They've been a fantastic part of the fleet this year. Everybody's supporting their mission. Our next team is Team Rowlocks. Team Rowlocks getting ready to go.
Come on, Yallah!
On board, we've got Claire Allinson, Tony Emmons, Susan Isaacs, Jason Garland, otherwise known as Jude, and Richard Allinson. Another team of 5. These guys are all from the UK. Claire actually rowed in the race in 2019 with Awesome Foursome. And their charities are Dream Away, Rock to Recovery, Beat and Cockleshell 22. They're rowing for mental health charities. Susan says that she's a water baby at heart, in most of the crew. Had a career in television, some of you might recognise her, originally the BBC and Sky TV, then news anchor with West Country. Claire of Awesome Foursome asked her to row, and she jumped at the opportunity. Tony served 7 years playing professional rugby before moving to France to play for Toulouse. Claire, like I say, rowed in Team Awesome Foursome in 2019. Said the experience changed her life, so much so that she wanted to do it again. And then her husband, Rick, got on board as well. He got the rowing bug after Claire arrived into Antigua. Went to all the trainings with Claire. And then when they needed an extra teammate, he was ready and raring to go. And then there's Jude, who served as a Royal Marine Commando. Runs his own outdoor learning company with a focus on the environment. Our next team, the Marina, is Deep Blue Crew. No, it's not. It's the Atlantic Sea Donkeys. The Atlantic Sea Donkeys are made up of Ben Chankey, Jack Southard, Niels Bardall, and Dexter Williamson. Rowing the Sunrise. From the UK and Australia. They also have Netherlands and Italian blood as well. Charities are Give Directly, which is a non-profit that lets donors send money directly to the world's poorest, and these guys are all up for that. International team of kayakers, climbers, skiers and bikers, and many other countless adventures. Say the sea donkeys is another name for the Atlantic amberjack, which is a big fish of the ocean. Let them go really fast. They said that they've got, but whether they catch a sea donkey is another matter. Apparently, it's quite a big fish. And they're very keen to also mention their 5th member, Dan Lamb, who sadly couldn't join them because he's out for injury, but is a massive member of the team nonetheless. Our next team to leave. Now it's the Deep Blue crew. Patrick Ronan, Angus Knott, Matthew Brown, and Jack Ogden. How you feeling?
Come on, it's great.
Ready? Messages from Safety Officer Fraser there, but stay safe.
Fraser.
From the UK, Deep Blue crew. Their charities are My Name is Doddy Trust, Tusk and Clock Tower Foundation. They're a sporty and athletic crew, waving away to their friends and family here on the pier. They're very keen to support the community of sport and all those affected globally that have been devastated by the effects of MND. Patrick loves an adventure and an avid sailor. Gus, the ideas man, they say his legs will power them across. Jack, the youngest member of the crew, born adventurer, most at home around the water, born and raised in Africa. And Matthew, also with African roots, endlessly positive, also loves the outdoors. Our next team, row for Cancer, Mark Slats, Leon Koning, Tom Reinders, and Martin Deepervein. How you doing? How you feeling?
Good. We are ready to go.
I bet you are. I bet you are. Team of 4 from the Netherlands.
3, 2, 1.
You might recognize the first one in the row seat there. Mark Slats rowed in 2017 and 2020. Row for Cancer. Same team name. Charity is the Prince's Maximum Centrum. They have a shared mission to push the limits of human experience. Push the limits of human endurance, inspire others to find their strength, and raise vital funds for the Prince's Maximum Centrum in the fight against childhood cancer. They're aiming to be the fastest boat across the Atlantic this year, and hopefully to gain a world record as well. These guys have been training hard and yet hardly break a sweat. Mark is the world record holder in solo and duo ocean rowing. Is an ultra athlete and a boat builder. He actually built the boat that they're on and a couple of others in the fleet this year. Leon is an ultra distance racer. Martin adds mental resilience and a drive to push boundaries with a smile. And Tom is an engineer and relentless determination. Let's see if they beat that world record. Our next team out of the marina, Atlantic Fusion.
Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
We heard from David earlier. How you feeling?
Yeah, excited.
I bet. We look forward to seeing you in Antigua.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fraser's giving them that last little push to say, get south, get south. These guys are from the UK, Sweden. Their charities are Abby's Army, a children's charity focused on fundraising into brain cancer. Dave's twin daughters actually lost their childhood friend in 2013 when she was only 4 years old. And that's why they're raising money for that charity. Made up of members of 2 rowing clubs, 2 genders, 3 nationalities, from 2 generations rowing between continents. Molly is UK based. Belle is also UK based. Dave is also UK based, and Annika is based Sweden. Is from Sweden and the USA. Molly wanted to take part in something that gave her the space to only have thoughts of really living in the moment. Belle sees this as a fantastic opportunity, the ultimate challenge as a rower. Dave says that being out on the water is his happy place. And Annika rowed at clubs in Arizona, Sweden, and London, mostly rivers, lakes, and harbors, to add the Atlantic to her list. Keep your messages of support coming in. The team that you are watching is Atlantic Fusion, hailing from the UK, Sweden, and the USA. And the USA. Next up, Ocean Empower. To a huge audience of followers up here. Ocean Empower. Dawn, tell us how you're feeling.
10,
Aha, it's not your first rodeo.
5,
On board,
4,
Dawn Smith.
2, 1.
Dawn Smith, once Dawn Wood, Deborah Cope, and Fiona Steele, Fiona Steele, all from the UK. Charities are the Charlie Waller Trust and Phoenix Heroes. With their empowered campaign, they're rowing for mental health and well-being, raising awareness of conditions such as anxiety and depression, trauma and stress-related disorders. They're four middle-aged women who came together in late 2023. And if there's anyone to have on your team, it's Dawn Wood, or Dawn Smith, now called. She rowed in the Pacific in 2023 with Row Aurora, breaking the speed record by 20 days. She also rowed the Atlantic in Roxy in 2021, 12-person crew, who was co-skipper. She skippered Roxy again in 2023 and rowed the Atlantic solo in 2018. Several UK coastal rowing expeditions under her belt as well. She retired early from the police in May 2022 to follow her dream of rowing oceans. And she's also got a business school, sea school business, predominantly teaching people who want to row an ocean. So those who have rowed before or those that are coming to row, you will recognize Dawn. She hopes to become the first woman to row an ocean 5 times. Deborah is a single mum, successful businesswoman. And next up, we've got lessons from a boat. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Tell us what you're going to be doing while you're out there.
We are hoping to connect live with schools, hundreds of schools across the UK. Subject to us feeling all right, but look out for it. We're so excited if we can get it.
Fantastic. Lessons from a boat. Jonathan Wilburn, Dan Dicker, Steve. Their charities that they're representing: Diabetes UK, Cancer Research, and The Last Straw. It started with a chat down the pub 6 or 7 years ago. So that's been quite the campaign in the making. Like they say, they're looking forward to delivering live lessons from the Atlantic, technology permitting, of course, and a whole range of topics focusing on the theme, we're changing tomorrow together. So they've got all the equipment required to live link from the middle of the Atlantic. They've been working alongside about 30 schools. They've all enrolled for the live lessons from the ocean. And any kind of question can be asked, anything about rowing, anything about the ocean, and they're going to do their absolute best to give those answers live. So it's the first team that's ever done that. So keep an eye on these guys. It'll be very interesting to see what they come up with. Lessons from a boat.
Love you.
30 seconds. One time, read it in.
Our next team Ah, the Force Atlantic team. On board, we've got Rebecca Glover, Sheridan Lucas, Emma Gibb, and Imogen O'Brien.
Five.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Rowing for the Girls Network. The Girls Network. Force Atlantic are back as the Army's first all to row the Atlantic and any ocean.
I really feel excited.
They want to promote women both in and out of the military and tell their stories. They want to inspire others through humility, humor, and inclusivity. They want people to believe that anything really is possible. And they want to belong to something that is bigger than themselves, to a community of strong, like-minded women. Force Atlantic, the legacy team. These are the first women to take on the Atlantic for that team. Huge support for the Force Atlantic team. Rebecca, Sheridan, Emma, and Imogen.
Oh.
Jay, I love you.
Jay, I love you too.
Next team, Seasoar. On board, we've got Niall Brannigan, John Watling, Sam Webber, and Jason Wilder. And a team from the UK, Seasoar are off representing charity Lyme Disease UK. They came together through this event with very different backgrounds and one thing in common: the desire to cross the Atlantic in a rowboat. John's daughter Yasmin has Lyme disease, and collectively they are all in for the one charity. Niall and Sam are adventure lovers, but this is John's first adventure into the unknown. They consider themselves a strong and confident team. That's all right. Seasoar heading off on their Atlantic journey.
Yes.
Our next team, another military team, HMS Audacious, Valkyries. Izzy Rawlinson, Ali Aindo, Nicola Hall, and Abby Aldridge. How's it going? How are you feeling?
Good. We're nervous, but we're ready. We're
Yeah.
so ready.
Yeah.
Excitement.
Nervous excitement. I'm hearing that a lot this year. Nervous excitement. All from the UK. HMS Audacious are back for the 2024 race with the Royal Navy's first all-female crew, the Valkyries. So similar to Force Atlantic, game I'm sure will be on between the two teams.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Previously had all-male teams in 2019, 2022 and 2023. 2023 team were crowned the overall winners of the race that year. And the Valkyries are taking on the challenge. As a collective, they represent the Fleet Air Arm surface fleet and submarine service on countless operations, both in the UK and overseas. They aim to encourage young women into traditionally underrepresented roles, both in and out of the Royal Navy. 4 strong, resilient women up for the physical challenge, not to mention learning what it takes across the Atlantic, what makes a team adapt and thrive in the toughest of conditions. Izzy is Marine Engineer Officer, Abby is Survival Equipment Technician, Ali is Mine Clearance Diver, and Nick is Warfare Officer. Next. Awesome Army educators. 3 military teams all lined up. On board Declan Lynn, Jessica Hunter, Gianluc Angelini. Did I say that right? And Graham Doyle. Representing Ireland, Australia, and the UK. There they go. How are you feeling?
Really excited, really nervous. Just can't wait to get on.
Get it on. 3, 2, 1. Rowing to raise awareness of the enriching contribution that the ETS to the Army offer. Made up of 4 officers from the Educational Training Service branch of the British Army. They consider themselves very disciplined and know how to get the best out of people.
Nice. Hello. Push back a little bit.
Deck joined the Army in 2005. He's also a cancer survivor. Also a cancer survivor. He only learned to read later in life, but completed 2 tours of both Iraq and Afghanistan. And in 2015, he received an MBE for services to education. Jess was raised in Australia, completed an English Channel solo swim in 2023, and a Strait of Gibraltar solo swim in 24. Hopes to complete all of the ocean's 7 marathon swims. Gianluc joined the Army in 2022, having previously been a school teacher. He's also a former elite rower and serving officer in the Adjutant General's Corps Education Training Services. We look forward to following them as they row across the Atlantic 3,000 miles from La Gomera all the way to Antigua. Oars of Thunder are next. On board, Harry Paulson, Kim Tolfrey, Sally Crabb, and Nathaniel Rothwell. Anything you'd like to say to your audience back
10
home?
seconds. We're ready. This is what we do. To the other side.
They're ready.
4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do it.
A mixed team. And Li, Nathaniel, having served on the lifeboat crew for over 10 years. They are 4 Cornish pilot gig rowers, and Kim brought the team together. Lovers of rowing, the sea, quirky physical and mental challenges, it's all for them. I suppose it must be if you're going to come into the world's toughest row. They started gig rowing in 2018. Kim started gig rowing in 2018. She was started as a managing dispensing optician, and then after having her son, became producer for a successful design film and animation company. Nathaniel took up gig rowing at the age of 12, and it was his dream to cross an ocean when he started seeing a neglected old ocean rowing boat in the yard, which left him with the question, I wonder if I could ever do that. Sally loves the sea adventures. She says she hates flakiness and excuses, so there'll be no time for that on their crossing. 2019, Sally took part in a swim run event where Laura Tribe of the 2019 team broke for the ocean gave an inspiring talk about the experience, and the seed was sown. Our next team, the Mayflower. Daniel Lewis, Paul Adams, Glyn Dunn, and Dan Wooler, all from the UK. Friends from Plymouth who have with the sea. Glyn is a keen adventurer from childhood years in the Scouts, 10 tours, Duke of Edinburgh, Operation Rally, and finally the Army. Dan is an ex-Royal Marine. They are pumping the tunes from their boat. Dan is an ex-Royal Marine, grew up on the River Tama, and would canoe from his home to the sailing club and back to race dinghies. A keen surfer and has dived most of the historic wrecks in his area. Dan says he has an ineptitude at boat handling, having sunk 2 boats with little to no experience of expeditions or physical challenges. Let's hope he doesn't sink this one.
Take off!
Okay.
Our next team out. Graft. Dean Fitzmaurice, Richard Hornsey, or Rick. Hello. Nicholas Perks, or Perky. Yeah.
Always in the morning.
I was just checking that you do like being called that because they told me. And Matthew Pitchford from the UK. 3 bottles of red wine led them here.
Yes.
How are you feeling now?
There'll be 4 balls of red waiting.
I don't know if you heard that, he said there were 4 bottles of red wine waiting. A fun love, forever cracking jokes. Dean and Matthew are both McDonald's franchisees. Dean joined the Army at the age of 16 as a combat medical technician, serving tours in Kosovo and Iraq. Richard, company director of Graft. Hobbies include burning rowing machines, sinking boats, another one sinking boats, befriending marlins, good luck, and general piracy. And he said that all with a wink, obviously. Ex-commando, looking forward to having a social blackout. He says that running multiple customer-facing businesses and remote teams he's already concerned about how full his inbox will be when he returns. And Nick, aka Perky, is a builder who likes traveling, cycling, watching sport, and annoying his kids. I'm sure they'll miss that while he's on the Atlantic. Plays rugby and football for many years. Served 9 years in the Army. And Matthew lives on a small farm in Yorkshire with his family. Next up, we have Atlantic Explorers. Edward Hughes, Sam Weston, Rex Fisher, and Dara McDonough from the UK, age ranging between 27 and 30. Charity that they're supporting is Mind, as they've experienced a couple of tragic incidents in recent years. Between 2017 and 2018, 2 school friends, Joe and Ross, tragically and unexpectedly took their lives, and that's why they are very for Mind. Uni mates. Dara's memory of his 2 friends is his main impetus to complete the row and will remain with him through every stroke across the Atlantic. Incredible support down here for all the teams. So, Team Atlantic Explorers, Sam grew up on the coast and is closely connected to ocean life, sailing, gig rowing, and fishing. Cycled 240 miles non-stop to Paris. And Ed said that he heard so much from his sister about the marathons that she ran that he felt the need to top them. And Rex joined the team in July, also experienced the tragic loss of suicide in his town when his father took his life 2 years ago. Here we have Invictus Atlantic. Invictus Atlantic, tell us how you're feeling.
Super cool and ready. Absolutely ready. We're ready for it. We're smiling.
Yes.
Happy.
Even though race start comes a day early, our teams are very much ready for what they are taking on. On board, Luke Morgan, James Britton Long, Dave Radford Wilson, and Paul Higgs from the UK, age ranging between 58 and 61. They are rowing for the Invictus Trust Cornwall, raising awareness for and supporting adolescent mental health in Cornwall in the UK. They are 4 family men from the gig rowing community and former members of the armed forces. Luke is an ex-Royal Navy helicopter pilot and lover of all things sport, travel, festivals, and adventure. And works all around the UK as a helicopter instructor and examiner, mainly in the air ambulance sector. Paul is a former Royal Marine Commando, now teaches in a school and school leader. He loves rugby, hill walking, sailing, surfing, and kayaking. James, businessman, gig rower, loves rugby and music. Also loves a little bit of a jaunt at the Glastonbury Festival with his family and friends. And David is a former Royal Engineer officer, global project director, and disaster response and recovery expert with a passion for the outdoors. Keep your messages of support coming in. Thank you so much for joining us here live on YouTube for the Ebb Flow Atlantic 2024 race start from La Gomera all the way to Antigua in the Caribbean. And our next team are the trio Ebb and Flow. Ebb and Flow are Julie Edicott, Tom Dewar, and Sally Percival Foy. Rowing off into the sunrise. Another mixed team from the UK. For the past 10 years, Julie has been involved in Antigua's regatta season. She's waving there, steering the boat out. And that's where she first saw the Welsh Surface Road teams crossing the finish line in English Harbour. And that's when the bug bit. She's a competitive rower and has a keen interest in sailing and cruising. Ed runs a PR and communications team, loves surfing and winter sports, and is an ex-army reservist. And Sally works at a local hotel in her town for 18 years and is the mother of 2 boys. She's a keen rower at her local rowing club with Julie and is ready for her Atlantic crossing. Next up, Team Venture. How you doing?
Yeah, here we go. Hold strong, ready. 15,
Pretty nervous. Any messages for back home?
10. Thanks for all the support. We'll do our best. 5.
Team venture. Rob Treasure. Rob Treasure, Charles Newman, and Robert Croft. 2 Robs and a Charlie. 3 men from the UK. And 3 British Army friends attempting to be the first serving military trio to row any ocean. Rob serves in the Welsh Guards, Charlie in the Royal Artillery, and Rob in the Rifles. And they're rowing for Macmillan Cancer Support, the Royal Artillery Charitable Fund, Care for Casualties, and the Welsh Guards. Their goal is to raise as much money as they can. Rob's dad, Stephen Treasure, passed away after a battle with cancer last year. And it is a huge source of help and support to thousands of sufferers. So they are very keen to raise awareness about that on their venture to Antigua, a stunningly beautiful island of Antigua in the Caribbean. What a way to arrive. Our next team of paramedics are the ParOARmedics. Ken Ward, Ethan Chapman, and Thomas Dowdy. How are you?
I'm terrified.
Any messages for back home?
See you in Antigua.
Yes, indeed. Another trio from the UK. As their name suggests, they are paramedics. And they're supporting Macmillan Cancer Support, Stroke Association, and the Ambulance Staff Charity. They started their campaign as 3 student paramedics in their 3rd year at the University of Bradford. This was all Ken's idea. He was looking for an ocean-bound adventure, found the Welsh Toughest Row, told Tom and Ethan. They took one look at the race video, and over a quick handshake, that was it. In the skills lab, the team was born. One minute.
Tim, one time. You'll be rolled out as well.
Paramedics, Ken, Ethan, and Tom, off on their journey. Keep your messages of support coming in. Let us know where you're watching from. You're watching the World's Toughest Row Atlantic 2024.
Go that way.
And this is the Oardinary Buoys. Daff, what's going on? Tell us what's going on.
It's on our final countdown. I think about 20 seconds to go.
15
seconds to go. Yeah, just looking forward to getting out there and getting started. 9, 8, 7.
After many a trial and tribulation, David, Alex Percy, Scott Brown, Richard Wilkinson, aka Wilco. A very emotional experience, campaign journey for Daff. These guys are rowing to help inspire young people in their local community to pursue a life of adventure. And they're aiming to visit upward of 50 schools, both in the UK, and have mentioned doing so in Antigua as well, reaching close to 37,500 young people. Like I say, Daph had quite the challenge pulling his team together with members dropping out and unable to commit, but his determination paid off with Scott and Wilco getting involved. Wilco, actually, very recently, aka this summer, rode the Pacific as part of the winning team of 4 Salty Sappers. Little did he know when he stepped onto land this summer in Kauai that he'd be back out rowing this winter. Good lad. Their charities are the British Heart Foundation Boat Club.
Nice not to.
Daph, Scott, Wilco, Oardinary Buoys are off on their way across the Atlantic. They say 1.5 million oar strokes it will take to power them over the Atlantic. This is a completely unsupported race, so everything they have is on board. They will not be getting off the boats. Everything happens on the boats. Next up, we've got Oar Mighty Mates. Tim, this is it.
Yeah.
Tell us.
It's so emotional. It's like 12 years in the making. Yeah, can't wait to go now. But love to everyone. And you, Charlotte. That's who you get.
Well, indeed, Tim. Oar Mighty Mates to see Andy Purvis, Tim Cox from the UK. Our pairs team rowing for Dementia UK and Abigail's Footsteps. Dementia is very important to the team as Andy lost his granddad and his mum, and Tim lost his father-in-law as well. Tim actually has worked alongside the World's Toughest Row since 2012 with world premier water sports training company Seasport Southwest. So maybe some of you recognize him. Along with his wife Sue, they've done a lot of training with our teams. They specialize in ocean rowing and other shore-based water sport courses. For Tim, it's always been a question of when. And when Andy proposed the idea, Tim simply couldn't say no. Andy actually turned up to the start line last year. But after 4 days of prep in the boat park, his rowing partner was unable to take on the challenge, leaving a very emotional Andy. But he brought it back and is back this year to make it happen. Next up, Lightship, Pammy Tyson and Nia Bayliss. Initial hugs, I'm sure they'll have a few more of those.
Get ready.
Female pairs team. Handshakes with race director Carsten. Nia, tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, dry mouth. Excited at last.
5,
Yeah.
4, 3.
Finally, the team have made it to the start line. Pairs team representing the UK and Antigua. Pammy is rowing home. They say that they are a team of donation and overcoming adversity. Their journey has been a series of challenges, but they are resilient, they are determined, and they are always smiling. Although it's been trial, error, and tribulation for Pammy and Nia, they made it here. Even if they are one kidney short. They hoped to row in last year's race, but actually Nia's surgery meant that it was just too soon. She actually saved her brother's life by donating a kidney to him. They're totally overwhelmed by the support that they received to get to the start line. To them, they say Lightship serves as a beacon, illuminating the courage to face life one step at a time and the transformative power of regeneration. 3,000 miles home, Pammy. Not far to go. Your dream is finally a reality. And we will see you in Antigua. Atlantic Arrow are our next team. Another pairs team. Carla Lem, Katrin Blattner. Carla, Not your first rodeo either, is it? Tell us, how are you feeling?
Oh, excited. It's time to go. Second time. It's cool. No words.
No words. From Switzerland.
10 seconds.
Some people just keep on coming back for more. Carla is 39. Katrin is 46. Rowed the Atlantic in 2019 as part of Swiss Ocean Dancers. Katrin followed the journey from back home and was loving every moment of what she saw. They're fully aware of the physical and mental exhaustion that they face, Carla having done it before, and are looking forward to the impressive forces of nature and the great challenges that lay ahead. Carla said that after her first row, she longed to experience the peace and tranquility on the ocean, away from it all over again. They say everything is beautiful, everything hurts. They said that the really hard part will begin actually after they arrive into English Harbour. Strong team powering on Atlantic Arrow. Next up, Cheerfulness. In a very cheerful yellow boat, Lee James and Peter Sage, male pairs team from the UK. Charities are the Service Dogs UK and Royal Marines Association. Lee and Peter are lifelong friends. How does it feel?
Outstanding. There's always something to be grateful for.
Absolutely.
Put that out there. Say for Laura.
Of course.
For Laura James. We love you.
15 seconds.
Love all of you guys. Thanks for being on the journey.
Great day. Here we go. Go, Jeff!
Lee and Peter met in the Army Cadet shooting team and have always been driven by achieving great success. Lee represented his country for 2 decades as a Royal Marine Commando, serving a full career, and is now a behavioural consultant helping over 6,000 personnel transitioning from the UK Armed Forces, those who have been wounded, injured or sick because of their service. And Peter is a self-mastery coach, serial entrepreneur and professional speaker. He has authored several best-selling books and likely is focused on using this event as a way to inspire and help those with mental challenges. It's taken from one of the 4 pillars of the commando spirit, which is courage, determination, selflessness and cheerfulness in the face of adversity, with the latter being the mantra for their Atlantic challenge. They're fully aware of how tough it's going to get when they get out there, but they said that making humour the heart of morale will be what gets them through. Look at that smiley face as it heads off out of the marina in La Gomera all the way to Antigua. Our next team, Yallah Go. Yallah Go! Tell us how you're feeling.
Amazing. Excited to go the ocean.
Excited to row the ocean. Yes, indeed. I'll see you in Antigua.
10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds.
Representing Belgium from the Netherlands, Susan Krettelberg, Bas de Vries, mother and father team. Sorry, mother and son team. Mother and son. Susan is Bas's mom. They are rowing for Make-A-Wish Foundation, supporting children with life-threatening diseases and looking forward to the mother and son time that they're going to spend together. Yallah means let's go or come on in Arabic and comes from her initial teammates who work as vets in the Arab state. She has a background in psychology and economics and hospitality industry. She was initially going to row as a team with four friends, one of whom had played, but because of time constraints and work commitments, it meant that Susan ended up solo. And at that point, her sporty diver son Buzz agreed to row with her. Actually, it was her father that got the bug of ocean adventures in her when he sailed from Rotterdam to New York. He's since passed away, and Susan says that he is going to be their guardian angel. Two-stroke. Last minute checklist, water, snacks, ready to go. On board, Carl Austin, Ed Shaw, tell us how you're feeling.
Oh, a little nervous but excited. Everything's happening at once, so yeah, really looking forward to the challenge now.
Messages for back home?
10 seconds.
They know we love them all.
Stand by.
Yes,
Five,
you've got this, do this. See you in Antigua.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Tears in their eyes. Male pairs team two-stroke from the UK. Their charities are Dementia UK and Prostate Cancer UK. Carl and Ed have been friends for over 11 years, having met through their children going to the same school. Sorry. Ed is a former PADI master scuba diving trainer and now concentrates his sporting pursuits on road cycling, running, and football coaching. Carl is a keen rower, runner, gym goer, and footballer. Both are members of a rowing club in Maidenhead and play weekly football together at a five-a-side alongside a group of friends. I wonder if this will inspire their group to join in on an Atlantic challenge one year. They say that they're old enough to know better. Yet here they are. Two-stroke. Carl and Ed setting off on their Atlantic crossing.
Be strong. Go hard.
Another family team, the Scholarship. Paul Hawkins and Joshua Hawkins. Father and son team. Pairs from the UK. All set and ready to go in support of Twinning Project.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So this whole expedition was all son Josh's idea. He initially got inspired after seeing it on YouTube. And for a time wanted to be the youngest person to row, but COVID got in the way. But that didn't stop him. Paul is Josh's dad and is no stranger to rowing, as he rowed at university and pursued a career that involved all major sports. He believes that sport is a metaphor for life. They wanted to use the row to learn and remind themselves of the life skills that it has to offer. Paul sees this as a major learning curve in Josh's life. They say that the challenge so far, the building of the campaign, the training, the courses, has already brought them closer together, and they hope that they'll be even closer upon arrival into Antigua. Paul is 50 and Josh is 18. Alpine Rowers are next. Claudia Dryborg and Ernst Kuya from Bavaria, getting their last instructions from Head Safety Officer Ian Couch. Handshakes all round. Representing Germany. Alpine Rowers. Claudia actually read the book Four Moms in a Boat in 2019 and immediately knew this was the challenge for her. And it didn't take much to then convince Ernst. They live in southern Bavaria. They spend a lot of time in the mountains, so a very, very different experience for them to be out on the ocean. They say that longer, higher, and more difficult is their natural terrain. So longer, further, more difficult is up next for them. They've grown together as a team, and they say that their skills and experience of great challenges complement each other. Out of the marina. A few more teams left. We've got 3 more pairs teams, and then the rest are solos. 38 teams in this year's race.
Thank you.
Black Forest Rowers are up next. This is it. You're finally here. You're finally going.
Yeah, finally, it's time to go. Woo!
Gregor, messages for back home?
Messages for back home. Now it's getting real and we are getting out there. And thank you very much for all your support. Everybody who was in the campaign, and see you on the other side. Keep your fingers crossed.
See you in Antigua.
See you in Antigua.
Gregor Vaca and Sabrina Simpson, mixed pairs team from Germany, Canada, and Scotland. They're representing. Sabrina is 45, Gregor is 53.
I'll jump ahead and have a look. Fraser.
Gregor is from Germany, and Sabrina is from Canada, but lives in Scotland. Gregor is a seasoned adventurer, driven by the lure of the unknown. And Sabrina has a passion for the sea and empowering others to push their limits. And rowing an ocean is serious level of pushing limits. They did not know each other previously, and they came together specifically to row the ocean. And they're rowing for a couple of charities: Welfare, the Polar Academy, and Emily Bryden Youth Foundation. Come on, do a stroke! Just setting her oars there.
We are the Entrepreneurship.
And there they go. Now the oars are digging in. They have to go through rigorous training hours in order to get to this point, pass many courses, and also pass inspections by the well. Safety officers will be in contact with them every other team out of the marina. The Entrepreneurship. Will Lomas, Adam Hardman, pairs team from the UK. Rowing for the charity Unlimited. Will is a married father of 3 who is involved in property. His biggest adventure was traveling around South America, and he says rowing for 24 hours with their coach, Duncan Roy. Can you imagine? That was quite the adventure. Duncan has rowed the Atlantic and now supports quite a few teams in the fleet this year and most years since his row. They said that sets and seeing the finish line, but they say that Will says that he dreads cleaning the underside of the boat. Also, he says that he's looking forward to spending some time at Catherine's, which is a restaurant located on Pigeon Beach, there in English Harbour, Falmouth Harbour, in Antigua, for a very long lunch with family and friends. And Adam, husband and father of two, owner and director of the housekeeper company, biggest adventure was traveling around sub-Saharan Africa. Next up, we have Glimmering Sea. Bob, how's it going?
Oh my God, we're just about to go. About 10 seconds left. Antigua, here we come. Woohoo! Nikki's rowing me there.
All the way, Nikki.
All the way.
All the way. She's so ready. But she wasn't when she first found out about this. It all came as a bit of a shock, didn't it?
Boy!
Glimmering Sea. Bob and Nicola Parr. Bob and Nicola Parr, Nicky Parr, husband and wife team from New Zealand. Bob is an award-winning producer. And he asked his wife if she would agree to him rowing across the Atlantic, to which she replied, yes, of course, so long as you don't do it alone. Only then to discover when she got home from work that day that he'd actually signed her up as well. Wasn't at all what she meant initially, but being sailors, she's well up for the challenge. Ocean crossings are something they're quite used to. They've actually named their boat after Nikki's dad, the late Donald Haley, who was a and captain of the Hereford Rowing Club. And they're rowing for the Pilgrim Bandits of New Zealand, of which Bob is patron, helping servicemen carry the scars of their service through safe yet difficult challenges. Bob and Nicky Parr of Glimmering Sea will be admiring the glimmering seas from their rowboat deck. Our next team, our first solo, City of Derby. Let's have a quick chat with Vic. Vic, how you feeling?
To the old ones.
Here's to the old ones.
Your support.
Yes.
See you on the other side.
Indeed. See you in Antigua. Looking forward to it. City of Derby is Victor Handley, or Vic as we know him.
3, 2, 1, good day!
So much support for Vic, having battled his way through a very difficult childhood. Vic says he is resilient, determined, and single-minded, 100% ready to meet challenges that will be thrown at him on his journey. He is keen to fulfill every one of his dreams and in the process to encourage all of those around him to do the same. His lifelong mantra is to try is not to fail is not to try. Family man, married for over 45 years with 3 children. He says he left school with no qualifications, but through sheer hard work, dedication, loyalty, and a little luck, became the board director of a very successful stock market listed. And his true love was playing football. But it didn't happen until he retired and he took on walking football and signed for Derby County at age 62. An ambition realised. And then at 65, he made his debut for the England walking football community in the over 60s team. Went on to win 5 caps and to be captain twice. Go on, Vic, me duck. Next up, Atlantic Rocket Man, Andrew Major. Andrew, how are you feeling?
Hey, Charlotte, I'm going to row with pride. Portsmouth Pride, Elton John Hayes Foundation. Hey, I'm with it. And I'm going to focus on getting south now.
Yes, you are. Yes, the message of the day is to get south, 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 and to get past the looming weather. Hence the reason why we're leaving a day early. Atlantic Rocket Man Andrew Major leaving the marina, rowing solo from the UK, and as he said, representing the Elton John AIDS Foundation. He wants to help end LGBTQ stigma with the phrase inspired by Dave Furness and Elton John, "Who you love should not be a death sentence." Proudly celebrating his Portsmouth heritage and a strong supporter of Portsmouth Pride, Andrew believes that engaging in allyship helps transform lives and brings about meaningful change and more inclusive future. Andrew Major, Atlantic Rocket Man, is going to power his way south and then west to Antigua. Our next team coming up is Atlantic Odyssey, Ananya Prasad. Our female solo rower this year is 34 years of age, has followed the race for many years, and she was drawn to sign up. Having initially hoped to take on the challenge with friends, their work commitments meant that she had to take it on alone. A complete lover of the outdoors, new adventures and trying different challenges, whether it's mountaineering, rock climbing, kayaking, or hiking. Ocean rowing is completely new to her, but she's all about throwing herself in at the deep end, the literal deep end. She says that taking part, foremost, she hopes to make, look at that audience support. Go on, Amanda! She said that she hopes to make a positive impact on diversity in adventure, sport, and rowing. She aims to offer representation to women and people of colour. She is representing the UK and India. Upon completing the world's toughest row, Ananya will become the first woman of colour to row an ocean solo. And her charities are the Dinabandhu Trust. Dinabandhu Trust is a non-profit in southern India founded by her uncle, providing children's home and school for orphaned and impoverished children. Her uncle is the founder, and she has been a part of it for many, many years. So very keen to support that. That's Ananya Prasad. That's Atlantic Odyssey, and we look forward to seeing her in Antigua. 3 more teams to go of our 38, 110 rowers this year. And next up, we have all 4, 1.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Martin Stengeli, rowing solo for Germany. Since he always wanted to be a boat captain and to sail the seas, but his mother explained that he would need a high school education and graduation, and he'd need to study to get a shipmaster's certificate, at which point he realized it wouldn't happen for him as they were unable to afford another child in education of the 6 children in his family. So he went on to serve 4 years in the German Navy and sailed as crew member on a restored training sailing ship. So he managed to get his sea legs in the end. He's enthusiastic about kayaking, trainer, and competed in marathons and sports psychology. He is rowing in support of people with cystic fibrosis. Martin, all for one, heading off on his Atlantic crossing. Next team, Ocean Waves. Our first team from Botswana. Mark Jermike, aka Germ. Rowing solo for Bushways Foundation. Mark is actually the founder. They're passionate about supporting Botswana people and wilderness, creating a positive impact through sustainable development. Like I say, he's the first person from Botswana to attempt to row any ocean. His hobbies are paddling river, sea kayaking, surf skiing, mountain biking, and running. And now he's adding rowing to his list. He followed Peter Van Klep's Atlantic Challenge 15 years ago, and it stayed with him in the background of his life all of these years. COVID devastated his tourism business, he said, and he wanted to raise awareness of the effects that COVID then has on business, of which foundation. And through the foundation, they continue to work in rural communities, focusing on early childhood learning. Our final team here in the world's toughest row, Atlantic 2024, is Atlantic 4,800. Oh, ready. How's that blood sugar looking?
It's 1 minute.
You might even have time to check. He's going through.
It's very high.
It's very high.
But I do some figure.
Okay.
Yeah, almost good.
You're fully pumped and ready to go. Gail de Courvoisier, male solo rower from France, is supporting the One Ocean Foundation, which focuses on conservation and restoration of marine ecosystems. He's experienced mountains, deserts, cold Siberian winters, he says, rainy monsoons, and burning summers. Gail told us that he actually went to space on Earth, testing his limits on a European Space Agency experiment. As a child, it was the stories from the books of Gerard de Beauville, I said that right, Lord Fontenoy, and Alan Bernard that put fire in his belly for getting on the ocean. He says he's looking to break a record. He says he's not looking to break a record, but he simply wants to race against himself for the oceans and for science. Alongside supporting his chosen charity, he will be the subject of experiments linked to the European Space Station. They will be monitoring his vitals every step of the way, hence why I asked about his blood sugar levels. And off he goes. All of our teams, 38 teams.
Yeah.
38 teams, 100% human powered, no engine, no sail. These guys are fully unsupported as they row across the Atlantic. These boats range about 20 to 30 feet long, 6 to 9.5 meters or so. Just get my way through the crowd here.
Harry, watch out.
Through the legs. Eat, row, sleep, repeat. Rowing in some cases 2 hours on and 2 hours off. That is their journey ahead. Many teams have different strategies of what they're going to do. All teams have been advised to go south, south, south to avoid the weather, imminent weather that's coming their way. And the journey could take anywhere from between around a month to 2.5 months. We'll see. We'll see. See if I can get it. Got the ferry coming with that. 31 women in our fleet, 79 men, 38 teams, 19 countries. We've got previous rowers, 4 previous rowers. Very, very busy. And let's find race director Carsten for final words. There he is. Carsten, tell us, how did that go? How are you feeling now?
Well, a lot better now, but even better when we have boat number 38 back in Antigua. It's been an incredible morning, a great send-off from all the authorities here in La Gomera, and so many people. There's not a hotel room available except for the ones the rowers have used, because they are out now in their new accommodation, in their new, whatever we want to call it. The Atlantic Ocean is laying ahead of them 3,000 miles. What a 10 days it's been down here. It's been a very focused fleet, and they also need to be focused. There will be coming some weather against them, but they're strong, so let's see what happens. But another race, 11th race organized by Atlantic Campaigns. More and more people are getting involved, and more and more people are coming down here. A lot of future rowers, a lot of previous rowers coming down here. It's one big family, and the vibe and energy is good. As always, slightly emotional because, now they're out there, but we'll get them in one by one. So thank you for watching, and I can't wait to welcome your loved ones and once you're following back into Antigua.
Thank you, Carsten. A man very much in demand here in La Gomera. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching the World's Toughest Row Atlantic 2024. Our rowers are out there. They're making their way. They will have support from the safety team the whole way across, but they will be on those boats 24/7, eating, sleeping, rowing, repeating, and all other sorts of business on board. YB Races is where you can track all the teams, so make sure that you download the YB Races app if you haven't done so already. Search World's Toughest Row Atlantic 2024. And there you'll be able to see all of the little rowboats, what we call dots, as they row across the Atlantic. Keep an eye on the World's Toughest Row social media. You've got Facebook, Instagram, of your choice. We'll have stories, updates, race news going up regularly. So make sure you check that out. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you in Antigua. Thank you so much for watching.